once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 109, part 1.
In the daylight.
March 9th, 2014. My name's Tony. I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Jason, Mark, and Matt's back.
Woo!
Hi, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
How's everybody doing?
It's bright out.
I just woke up.
I know.
Dogs are making weird bear noises.
Last night we were all texting one another. We're like, yeah, Mark's off work. We're going to get a nice early start. Everything's going to be
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock.
It's
super jazzy.
still early.
And then Jason's like,
Technically.
I got to sleep for all day.
It's still early.
I gotta go to bed.
I suppose we kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
Okay. Well, I played the greatest game ever, World of Tanks. Then I played some Tomb Raider. Did a little bit more of that. I'm about 40% done with that.
Definitive edition, are you doing?
Definitively Tomb Raider.
Are you playing on the PCs or the PS4s?
PS4s is. Yes.
But you don't want to borrow his copy. You want to borrow mine so you can double dip on Chivos.
I could do all three and get some trophies.
Oh.
I don't think that game's worth 3 playthroughs.
And then, my favorite game of the week that was new was Dead Nation.
Free on PlayStation Plus.
Free on PlayStation Plus.
You know what else is free on PlayStation Plus this week?
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
And Unit 13 is going free in 2 weeks.
Seriously?
Seriously.
What did you play, sir?
Trade mine in then.
I've been playing some Strider.
How do you like that?
Download that. It's pretty fun. It's a good time.
Pretty good.
I had pretty high expectations because I played an arcade version of it once.
Alright.
I don't even remember where, but not realizing that when you play the arcade version, you start out completely 100% amazingly powered up. So you basically feel like a ninja god. So it was a good time. This time I started out and I was like, I can jump. That was fun. But it's got progression, gain an ability. It's Mega Man-ish. Beat a boss, get it. I'm about 2.5 hours in. I'm enjoying it for the most part. I'm just really waiting for that moment when I can fly across the sky and just obliterate everyone.
The last.
So we could play it in slow motion and play that R. Kelly song. I believe I can fly.
It's true.
Just floating across the screen.
Just fun. It's fun.
Yeah. You think it's a long game? I don't anticipate one of those being more than 5-6 hours.
2 hours in, well, I guess you can't really tell how far I am story-wise and everything, but map completion, because it's got the kind of Metroidvania / fill the map. So I'm about 19% done.
Okay.
And I'm also just finishing my second playthrough finally of Batman Arkham City Origins.
Still haven't beaten it.
Beat it, doing New Game Plus, and I finally beat Deathstroke.
Well, I haven't beaten it because I borrowed it to my friend.
Never got it back.
Yeah, and then I finally got it back, and it's kind of sat there. So I've had it back for like a month. But it's just kind of sat there.
Okay.
All I played this week, I watched Angry Andy play most of Tomb Raider. I played about an hour worth of Tomb Raider. Fucking wolves.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking desert.
Yeah, fucking wolves. And then I did the greatest multiplayer game on Xbox One, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which is now working. Which we were
just at GameStop. We were just pointing it out to Tony. And I'm like, Tony, did you get it? He's like, no.
No.
Didn't get that or Thief.
Didn't get either.
And I told him, why don't you check them out? And he's like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do it in
I
new games.
literally begged him last week, just check it out so we could play it. So, because there's some co-op achievements.
Yeah.
Can't get them unless I have somebody to play co-op with.
Let's do Dead Nation today.
We should.
We should.
Oh, fuck.
No. As for myself,
Whatever, man. I'll be playing Titanfall in 24 hours.
I've been doing South Park: The Stick of Truth.
God damn it, I forgot that.
Most of the week. I think the game's good for 2 people. RPG fans of that turn-based shit, which I'm not, so that does not cater to me.
I would say more towards the Paper Mario, though. Not like a full RPG.
He wouldn't know because he's never tried
I don't
that.
play
Paper
that
Mario. If you like Paper Mario.
And the other group that I think it would appeal to is the hardcore South Park fan, which I am very much a part of. I'm guessing I'm halfway through the game, but it is probably one of the funniest games I ever played in my life. It might be the funniest game I've ever played in my life.
It's also not very long for an RPG.
And that's perfect for me because I'm not looking for a game to pour 100 hours into.
It's like 2 or 3 seasons. It's like watching 2 or 3 seasons worth of South Park back to back and while you're playing.
And it is... They do an amazing job of like very intricate fan service. There's so many like little references that I think like a casual like South Park fan or somebody who didn't really watch the series would just not get at all. But somebody who's seen every episode
so
at least
specific episode references.
Yeah, I've seen every episode at least 5 times where there's like these like little things, throwbacks, even all the way back to like season 1 and 2 and stuff that just happened last season, and it is hysterical. It's so
Cartman's cat from episode 1.
It's a fucking masterpiece. It really is.
There's no Princess Kenny, is there?
There is Princess Kenny.
Yes. Like we're talking.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, dude.
Probably at some point.
So far, my favorite parts of the game
just
have been all the interactions with Al Gore.
Yep, I just got one of those.
It's seriously a brilliant video game if you're a South Park fan. I can't see how someone would like the show and not enjoy this game. It's
all the pictures on the wall are from past episodes.
Yeah. There's so many cool things
from
like,
the show.
When you're like, because you could just like go in anybody's house and you could just like go to like Cartman's room and you can open up his closet and just look in, and then there's just the amount of shit. Like you could see like the original Beefcake shirt that he wore, and then you could see like the Awesome-O costume, and his entire closet is just like laid out with stuff from all the seasons. You know what I mean? And it's like that in everybody's room. You go to Kyle's and see all like it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of detail that's in that game.
Mark also forgot that he played Elder Scrolls. So, yeah.
I played Elder Scrolls.
Yay.
And then I finally started Walking Dead Season 1 on my Vita. I already beat that a long time ago on PS3. But I got it like for $5, I think, like on sale one day with PlayStation Plus. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll play it again. And I picked it up like months ago, and I'm finally doing that. And what else did I do? And I did a little bit more of Remember Me. But not much because South Park took up pretty much all my gaming time.
All right, before we jump into news, we did a poll on our Facebook page this past week for everyone to vote what game we're going to retro run next.
I had no idea we did this.
I voted.
I don't know what one.
You don't go on Twitch at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to announce the winners. The selections were Donkey Kong Country for SNES. Paper Mario for N64, or Wind Waker for GameCube.
Okay.
And Donkey Kong Country won. So I'm going to probably start that either Tuesday night or Wednesday.
Cool.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of F-bombs in that game because I haven't played it since Christmas Eve when I got it, which I've told that story several times. Yeah, that's going to be a horrible, horrible experience for me.
It'll be fun, dude. Donkey Kong's a good platform.
Donkey Kong, if you remember, was extremely difficult in the later levels.
It is. It's a hard game. Cool.
I took Tony by surprise. He's like, what's going on here?
No idea this is happening.
New segment.
There was a vote. Record play. I'll have you know.
It's okay, because
first person to vote on that.
Tony still hasn't,
Donkey Kong.
RSVP'd on our Facebook page that he's going to be at the Titanfall event tomorrow.
It'll be a surprise.
I'll be there.
Hey, Tony, you know what? I need you to just make sure that you put on there that you're going to be there and, invite some people. No problem, Jay. I got it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm bringing people.
Yeah.
And stuff and things.
Ooh, we had stuff and things coming?
You know damn well we do.
Woo!
Rumor has it, by the way, since we're plugging stuff, we're going to be doing Titanfall release at the Microsoft Store in Schaumburg tonight, because this will go up Monday.
Look at that.
We're
starting at 9 p.m. And rumor has it that not only is Microsoft giving out 1 year of Xbox Live cards, T-shirts, and stuff like that, but that we will be giving away a copy of Titanfall.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
21! Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
rumor.
for
Nothing is 100% set in stone, but that's the rumor.
Just get a mustache and go in the
that
audience.
we're going to be giving away a copy of Titanfall also.
Cool.
Which I believe will be the first time we're giving away a full
Game.
Yeah. You know, like Steam codes and Zelda books and stuff. Jason Jr.
Yeah, I really got to send those out. I keep forgetting.
See,
forgetting.
all the shit that they gave me for how long? For
It's hard because I forget. Because you know what happens? This is honestly what happens. I'm here and I'm like, oh hey, I got to do that every Sunday, and I go home and I forget about it until the following Sunday, and I'm like, man, I still didn't fucking do that.
Let's just put it in perspective for him really quick. It's been 9 weeks.
It's pathetic. It's been 2 months. I just got to send a couple emails out.
Maybe if you listen to your own podcast, you'll remember.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, you used to.
I used to.
Now you don't like us no more.
No, I will in the summer again. When I'm driving 10 hours a day, there's nothing. I always listen to us.
Man, how do you get paid? You just drive?
Just drive.
Get paid. He's the boss.
Shut it
He
and drive.
just skims off of
boss,
everyone's
man.
paycheck.
I'm the boss.
Like a
I've
boss.
been
Like
watching.
$5 from him. $5 from him.
Now, you know what?
3 for you and 5 for me.
Now, you know what needs to be made is when you're driving in the summer, you're going to need to do a montage. Gonna be a sports montage. Push it to the limit.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We've hit our South Park reference limit for the day.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen.
It's just notified me.
Fuck you, Pebble. Piece of shit.
That wasn't South
Kickstart
Park, by
my
the way. That was
ass.
just Trey Parker.
I didn't kickstart it. I don't claim to back things and then not kickstart.
Oh yeah.
I was never going to fucking back their Kickstarter. I just was going to purchase one.
I kickstarted a new thing this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Walking Dead board game.
Jesus Christ. Because that can't get funded on its own. It needs Kickstarting.
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess you don't want to see yourself in the game because that's who I put in there was for our Kickstarter to get custom cards. And so it was going to be me, you, and Mark. But I guess now it'll be me, Mark, and Angry Andy.
Just smiley face.
News! News!
Dirty, sexy, news.
There's a lot of announcements this week, so I bundle them all into one story. The first one we all are caring so highly about, Fez will come out on every Sony device March 25th.
Why is this still in existence?
I don't know, he's out of the game industry as far as I know.
Thank you.
Still racking in the scratch.
It's the game where the guy did the stuff and then...
Yeah, and you do the things.
Then he didn't do the stuff, right? He was like, I'm not doing the stuff anymore.
But it had those
I can't
camera
take
angles.
criticism.
Right. Okay.
This place has made me a bad
Back to
person.
Saskatchewan, Canada.
So
Where
we
the
just-
fuck he's from.
Right.
They call me a hipster.
Did they?
Hipster.
I'm gonna take the concept of Paper Mario and I'm gonna make this little guy with a little Fez hat on it.
Fezes are cool.
Paper Mario's cooler.
South Park is cooler.
Yes, South Park.
It's pretty cool.
Tony, here's a new poll. South Park or Archer?
South Park, then Archer, then everything else isn't even fucking close.
Boom. Roasted.
But if I had to pick something, it would... I wonder what would come
Number one news story of the week, Archer got picked up for 2 more seasons.
This is true.
It did.
I told him this on the way here. He didn't know about it.
Yay.
I assumed it was going to happen. I mean, fucking Archer's brilliant.
He did go to the bathroom for about 5 minutes afterwards, though.
Yeah, I was...
Sploosh.
Good reference to Archer. I like it. I didn't think you watched the show.
I've probably seen more of Archer Vice than you have.
Yeah.
No,
probably.
I've seen 4 episodes. Oh, yeah, 5. He did see one more than me. Look at
More!
More.
May 27th, Watch Dogs. Finally coming out. We'll see if it gets delayed again.
A lot of people throw in a fit because they say it looks different than the E3 demo that they showed 2 years ago.
Yeah, I did see that being posted up. I know they have a comparison video.
I watched it. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm still pretty sure it's just Assassin's Creed in modern day.
Whatever.
With guns. Guns are more fun.
Whatever.
All skill buildings.
By the way, Tony, that's also 2 days after my birthday, so you're going to give me Borderlands for Vita and Watch Dogs, so...
You're not going to fight me on it if I get them both, is what you're saying.
No. As long as you get them both for me. We're good.
They'll have the intention of buying you something, and then they'll
You'll be
forget,
like 9
and
weeks later,
Then they'll stop at 7-Eleven and buy you a pack of cigarettes.
It's true.
Say happy birthday.
It's true. That's what happened.
It's alright.
That's what happened with Jason.
We'll just sit on the
We were
shelf.
gonna get you an Xbox Live points card, but we forgot, so we got you a bunch of cigarettes.
Hate you, Tony!
No, we went and they didn't have any.
Yeah, the system was down.
That's what it
The
was. That's
system was
what it
down.
was.
They're like, we can't do it. I'm like, what?
So we're like, smokes.
Alright.
More! This is a mouthful. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition comes out sometime this year.
For
Everything but Xbox 360.
Guacamole
And not Vita or anything else.
Guacamele's brilliant if you have not played it yet.
It's pretty amazing.
have not.
There you
Sorry.
go. All the DLC. And also something about being a Turbo Championship
There's
Edition.
a lot of those crappy games that I haven't played,
I thought you liked wrestling. It's like wrestling, but in Mexico.
so
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
but I don't like Mexicans.
That's a South Park reference in itself.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not
Hey,
true.
that's another South Park reference. That thing didn't
I
beat.
told you, you're over your limit.
You never wanted to fight a giant chicken? Sorry.
We'll pay the fine.
We played fine. Tomb Raider. Almost 6 million. Do you think they're actually happy for the game?
No, it's a failure, according to fucking Square Enix.
Well, that was still from months ago.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they considered it a failure when I was at probably, what, like
4.2?
4? Yeah.
So that means that the definitive edition sold another million, at least?
Well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's over
Square
a
Enix is
million.
basically just EA Japan, isn't it? So, I said Square Enix is basically just EA Japan, so...
Well, Square Enix hasn't made a good game since the turn of the century.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's
When-
Kingdom
And
Hearts.
Eidos is the only thing
Right.
keeping them afloat financially. And then to go in and just start
Yep.
biting the hand that feeds them is not smart. I hope Eidos breaks off. It'd be fucking...
I think they're doing some kind of special, number crunching to get that. Doing that Hollywood number crunching. Like, oh yeah, this movie was a failure. I mean, we made
Ace is just
20 million.
staring
but,
at
you
us,
know.
panting.
I know.
Yeah.
More! Mass Effect.
More!
Mass Effect Trilogy potentially coming to next gen. They just have to, make it. Should be out next week.
Yeah.
Who
Can you
cares?
imagine that Shepard and the Miranda in super high def?
Oh, in 4K.
Doing that stuff in the shower with the tentacles and whatnot. Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You were watching that off Pornhub.
Who cares?
Oh, my bad.
Okay. Now that we have that sorted out. More! Batman Arkham Knight got announced.
Yes.
This is
Yay!
the one.
Yay!
Only
I was
on
looking
next
for
gen.
something else. Only on next gen. Go fuck yourself if you don't have it.
This is the one you guys had
From
some
Batman.
troubles. We got 2 Batman fanatics
Yes.
in the house.
This is the one that Kevin Conroy spoiled like a year ago.
Yeah. I know.
Batmobile,
Like, who
Batmobile.
didn't see this shit coming?
Drive
Rocksteady
it.
hasn't made a game in
Automobiles.
2 years.
Here's the best part,
Fly
right? Rocksteady comes out and goes, it's the epic conclusion to the Arkham City trilogy, so they're not even
Whoops.
acknowledging it.
Oh, yeah. So, basically the number one thing you need to know is you get to drive the Batmobile, which is pretty freaking awesome.
That and they created a brand new villain for the game.
Oh,
Hey.
like a villain, like one of the villains, or
Arkham
like
Knight.
the head villain?
Arkham Knight is a villain.
Oh.
Who's like the big bad guy? Because I watched the trailer. I saw Two-Face in it. I saw what I think was Cobblepot or Penguin.
Penguin was in there, yep.
But he looked weird. He didn't look like him.
No, he looked like him.
Yeah, that just shows that you haven't really played the game.
Yep, he had the bottle stuck in his eye.
That's all I saw because it was all dark. I was also watching on my phone. I just saw the monocle pop
I'll watch
up,
it again. I got it right
and
here.
I'm like,
saved it.
I think that's him. But it was like dark or whatever.
The rumored lead villain. Have you heard who they're rumoring it to be?
Yeah, and it was kind of something I saw coming after playing Arkham City.
Okay.
Bandage Face.
Yeah. Hush.
Hush. Yep.
Hush. For the 2 idiots that don't know who Hush is,
Who's Hush?
he much like Christopher Nolan kind of brought Batman back to the movies. Hush would be
Yep.
the comparison. The story arc with Hush is what kind of brought Batman back into the mainstream of comics.
Sure.
Hush is his childhood friend Thomas Elliot, who comes back to try to
What
kill
a
him.
dick.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have childhood friends anymore.
And he's voiced by Nolan North in the
Damn it, Nolan
Arkham, or in the Lego Batman DC Universe superheroes
Nolan
too.
North is
Right.
everybody.
Yep. That one.
So we still need to see Lego movie.
I heard it's good.
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's got like the best Batman theme song I've ever heard in my life.
I was just
Yeah.
cracking up at the store
I
I
have it.
work at where they do the.
I
Oh,
have
do
it too.
you?
It's right there.
Where they
Self-portrait.
where they do that shit where Batman's just like throwing that thing, trying to hit that one sensor.
Got it on the first try.
First try.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Looks funny.
I think it'll be interesting. I'm really hoping that they keep Joker out of the game.
Yeah, same here.
Ain't gonna happen.
Didn't they axe him at those?
Speaking of, okay, because you don't watch one of the greatest shows on television called Arrow.
I'm actually about to start that. That's next on my list after I finish American Horror Story.
Earmuffs.
American Horror
Oh,
Story.
come on!
Earmuffs.
I'm gonna start this in a week. Does this really have to happen?
Yes, earmuffs.
I'm gonna hear it regardless.
Did you see?
I don't want to hear this.
Have you been watching Arrow?
I'm ashamed to say I've not seen a single episode.
Oh, you.
I've seen one
I've been
episode.
listen. I will
Okay.
give it a chance, but I was so burned
So
by
now you're gonna spoil
Smallville.
for everybody
I
and
know,
the
no,
viewers.
This is just the trailer for the next week's episode.
Okay.
It's entitled Suicide Squad,
Ooh,
and
alright.
it just happens to
Okay.
show the back of a female standing in one of the jail cells who has blonde pigtails.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
I even know that.
Yeah.
That's what's her face? Joker's
Lois Lane.
girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I was like,
Couldn't think of her name. I'm just like Joker's girlfriend.
Also, she's announced as a playable character in
She looks different
Arkham
too.
Knight.
But that's the thing. They said that there's no multiplayer. Right? Am I?
No, there's
correct?
no multiplayer.
There's no multiplayer. So how is Harley going to be a
With the
playable character?
Challenges.
well,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Same thing like Catwoman. was
So
around.
there's no multiplayer for the upcoming game is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yes. I have a feeling though that after this game we're going to see another WB game by the same team that did Arkham City Origins, and they hinted at it at the end of Arkham City Origins, which you haven't beat. So I don't know if I should say anything.
I don't care.
Well, it's the same thing. It's Suicide Squad.
Okay.
At the end, they approach Deathstroke and they're like, "Hey, there's this thing we're talking about putting together." Suicide
I'm
Squad.
sure. I'm sure Arrow has done it far better.
Maybe. I'll give it a chance. I'm so burned by Smallville that I literally can't even look at it right now.
Nothing like Smallville. It's
People keep saying that, and I understand
It's-
it probably is.
it's Batman the TV show without Batman.
Why?
I
Did
just need-
Smallville make you cry?
Smallville was the drizzling shits.
I would say maybe cry because I don't care enough about Superman to cry about it.
Because
But-
We're gonna bring in
Smallville.
Dave Bautista. He's gonna be Doomsday. No, he's not. Why are you bringing Doomsday into an origin story?
I was watching. I watched like the first 3 seasons of that, and then I stopped because it was the same episode every week.
It was
Something
it was,
minor happened, and fucking what's his face had a save.
It
day,
was
and there
it was
that,
an X-Filesy kind of
There
what's
was
the
that-
mutant of the week that we're gonna fight
was
kind
that
of thing.
that kind of
Arrow follows the same formula where there's like a villain of the week, but it ties into a bigger picture. Now that they're introducing like the Suicide Squad and whatnot.
Okay.
There's always a bigger picture going on.
There was that kind of hot
Get
chick.
through episode 6.
It wasn't Lois Lane.
Lana.
Whatever.
Lana
fucking
Lang.
name.
Get through episode 6. Of
Season
Arrow.
6?
No, of Arrow. Episode 6.
No, I'm gonna watch it.
It's
It's
gonna
only
take-
like I'm running out of Netflix
It's
material.
26 episodes for the first season.
I'll get through it. I'm done. After American Horror Story, I'm done. I finished every series.
I'm
of
so
everything.
excited. I really hope he digs it because then he's gonna come at me. Who's this guy? Wait. Because that's the exact same. My girlfriend is a Marvel fan.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But I got her into Arrow, so now she's like, wait a minute. She's like Wikipediaing all this. She's
Right,
like, wait a minute.
right.
So that's Solomon Grundy?
Which, by the way, good luck Wikipedia and all that because DC's history is right. So we're just gonna
DC's history isn't any more fucked up than Marvel's is. It's comic books. They're all fucked up.
Box. Yes.
Timelines.
We're just gonna stop.
Are
Zelda.
you Marvel? Or are you both?
More.
That was the last one. You have to go.
But yeah, no. Also, I'm going with Arkham Knight. Just after like I've watched that trailer about 72 times now, and I've counted the number of times.
I've only watched it once.
I've seen it a few times. Well, I've been doing the pause it every half second, and I'm looking for every little thing in
Didn't
it.
you just watch the IGN Rewind?
Yeah.
They go frame by frame.
Yeah, they
I
do.
know, but I can rewind it myself. So,
Writing times.
first of all, Batmobile looks amazing. Like, the design of it is incredible. And what I told you guys I was going to talk about earlier is that Arkham Origins, the fact that you guys said it's like the worst Batman game ever, right? What was your...
I didn't play it. I said that it was not the worst Batman.
Worst in the franchise!
Worst out of
Resident Evil
this new
Yeah.
trilogy type thing.
Franchise.
I mean the ones on like fucking Genesis and stuff were atrocious.
Right.
So
It's worst in the franchise.
Worst in the franchise.
Worst.
So, which, by the way, so is this the time to have this conversation?
Yeah,
Okay,
by
hold
all
on
means.
for a while. All right. So anyway, what I was gonna say about Arkham Origins is it the worst in the franchise? Yeah, it is. But it did push forward a lot of the things that I think were issues with the older ones, and not issues as in, oh my god, this game isn't playable, but so much that so boss battles, for example. One of the bigger issues with Arkham Asylum.
Wow.
I was gonna say, well, I guess both really, is that the final boss battles were pretty anticlimactic, to say the least.
The Joker fight at the end of Arkham Asylum was pathetic.
Yeah. Well, mostly I really wanted to fight as Bane Batman. I really did.
I liked a lot of the boss battles, like the one with what's his face, the Scarecrow. Those were fucking cool. Where he like turned giant.
He's
and
back.
You had to do that light
Scarecrow's
thing.
Oh yeah.
Scarecrow's back.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't that
I
wasn't
liked
that him
Asylum a
talking at the
lot.
beginning of the trailer?
Well, that's why Gotham's evacuated, because he's releasing fear toxin in the city.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the things that I was gonna say I pushed forward was first of all, the boss battles I thought were pretty epic. The Deathstroke fight was great.
My friend was so pissed off. He's like, "Fuck Deathstroke!
Yeah.
I liked him before this, but fuck him."
Yeah, pretty much. He was pretty impossible. I think everybody told me he was really hard to
Third
beat.
try, I got him.
Well, my first try I got him, but I was lucky. I was purely just I happened to hit the right button at the right time, and my friend James got really pissed and smacked me upside the head. He's like, "Fuck you! You beat this
He
one, go."
whooped my ass.
But yeah, so there was, but that one, the other boss battles I thought were good too. The bat suit design, I know that's not really I hate this part of the game because it makes it hard to play. No, it's just, I thought it looked awesome in Arkham Origins. It was the chinked pieced armor.
Yeah,
Thought it looked good. But the armor that's going to be in the new game looks closer to Arkham Origins than it does to.
Yeah, but he
the
doesn't
first
look.
two.
He doesn't look like he's wearing a suit of armor. Like he doesn't look as bulky.
I thought he looked bulkier in 1 and 2.
I don't think so.
Well, because in 1 and 2, he's just this huge, hulking, gigantic, Gears of War sized guy.
No.
Yeah.
We'll pull up pictures. later.
I have no idea what either of you are fucking talking about.
Character models.
Yeah.
So it's a video game podcast, sir. You
Sure.
brought it on yourself.
I agree, but what the
You're,
hell?
you're the one that was like, "Hey, Hayes wants to come on this week," and then you knew Batman got announced, so you knew it was going to be taken over.
I care not. No, I just don't
You
know.
should have known
about
that's the
these-
reason I was going to make it, too,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Costume design I liked. The city itself kind of blew for the most part. I was so excited when they were like, "Hey, you're going to Arkham City. It's going to be great." And then there was nobody in the streets at all. I get that it's 2 a.m., but it's a city. I mean, you walk around Chicago at 2 a.m., it's not like there's nobody walking around. There's people getting wasted everywhere. Plus, it's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And, you're thinking, "No, Christmas, you're going to be home with your families." It's the city.
Yeah.
There's not that many families. People are out there getting wasted. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen? That was a pretty big disappointment. But overall, I think that, I know I've named 2 things, but the 2 big issues that I had with the first 2, I thought they really did improve on. Oh, and the cutscenes too. Cutscene story-wise, Bruce gets into it with Alfred, and they have this big spat fight, and they storm off, and later on they come back and kiss and make up. It's great. But cutscenes,
The old
and
Alfred
story,
reach around.
yeah. But there were some cutscenes, especially in the beginning. I know you got this far, but the part where in the beginning where you're lifting the guy off the top of the building and holding them there,
Yeah.
just the cinematic camera angles really did do Batman
Yeah.
justice.
No, they definitely made some improvements. I just think it was a little too far.
It was missing the soul of the game.
Yeah. It didn't feel like.
Sorry, we're talking about Batman right now. I thought, the thing that was missing was just that Rocksteady is the soul of the game.
Keep going.
He's got a hush Sandy up.
Rocksteady was the soul of the game, so I'm really happy to see it back. Because I think we're going to see a lot of the improvements that Arkham Origins did have, and
They're going to improve on further.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't have much to improve on in the first place. So there you go.
All right, what else is going on this week?
More news!
News!
Sony is going to be changing the box art for the PlayStation 3 to fall more in line with what the PlayStation 4 and the Vita
Just
box
to
art
confuse
looks like.
retailers even more.
This will be the third style
time.
of PlayStation 3 box art. Of course, you had the other one that said PlayStation 3 on it real big, and then they moved to just the PS3 emblem, and now I don't know what this new one's gonna look like. But
It looks just like the PS4 box.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, brighter blue on the top line. So
Cool.
there you go.
I believe the jewel case is actually blue too. How the PS4 and the Vitas are.
Fucking A. Own that shit.
More news.
More news.
Jack Tretton is going to be stepping down as the president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment America
Yep.
on the 31st of this month.
I wish he would have hung around like 2 more months because I'd like to see his final E3 press conference because that dude is the fucking man. And I know he's been around since the PS1. He started.
19 years, I believe.
He's been doing this since PlayStation started. And every E3, he's always the guy that I love coming out to watch. And I wish I knew that last year was his last one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, he's got to eat. The guy's a gazillionaire. He doesn't need the money anymore. So he's probably going to enjoy his old age now.
He's going to be replaced by Sean Layden.
Which I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Somewhere he's been in Sony for a while as well, but something with international, I believe.
No, I doubt they'd put somebody in that position who doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just...
Yeah.
Don't go too far because remember what happened last week.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Disney!
I'm going there in May. Yay!
Well, they're laying off 25% of all of their artists and developers.
Disney
around-
Interactive to be more
Disney
specific.
Interactive.
Well, shit.
Well, shit.
Oh, we are a video game podcast, right?
Laying off about 700 people. I'm assuming this has a little bit to do with the, lackluster Disney Infinity sales. Or the fact that they probably don't need another 700 people, to be working on that game.
Right. It's out.
It's out.
Yeah.
They're probably not making another one for a while. Or maybe they'll make one in 6 months, who knows.
I think they're going to give it one more go because Disney's big to compete with the new Skylanders that'll come out in the fall. But if that doesn't do too well either, they might kind of...
Fizzle out. Because they have 2 studios, I believe. Something Avalanche, and then Avalanche, I think is their 2 studios. They might have more.
I don't know Disney Interactive that well.
Number 1 news story then!
Wrong.
Yeah, doubly wrong.
How are you going to pass up on some Naughty Dog news for Tony?
Oh, yeah, for the writer leaving.
Amy Hennig left Naughty Dog. There's early speculation she got pushed out, but Naughty Dog came out and said no. She's leaving. She's the chick who wrote the entire Uncharted series. So we'll see what this means. They're in very good hands because she's in one of the 2 Naughty Dog teams. The other one's headed by Neil Druckmann, who's the dude who wrote like The Last of Us. So the guy's brilliant. It's not like they don't have a good.
Pause.
Am I not allowed to talk about anything?
Hold on. Speaking of Neil,
Yes,
and speaking of Last of Us, there's some Last of Us news.
the movie that's
Movie.
A movie. It's made by Screen Gems and Ghost House, which is Sam Raimi's production studio.
He's supposed to direct it
And Neil, well, no, he's producing.
or whatever,
And Neil is writing the script.
so it's actually going to be written by the right people, which is how, if they do an Uncharted movie, it should be handled. They should have let Amy Hennig write it.
Now you can go back and
Yeah.
turn it. I just wanted to tag up on that.
Yeah, but so I don't think it's gonna be a problem because she was a part of all 3, but there's two Naughty Dog teams. So like the one team that did Uncharted 2, the best in the trilogy, also wrote
Worst in the franchise.
Also wrote The Last of Us. Well, the other, because they were all one team for Uncharted 1, then they split. Uncharted 2 got written by one team. Uncharted 3 got written by the next. The Uncharted 2 team then started working on The Last of Us, and now the Uncharted 3 team is working on Uncharted 4. Yeah. But now Neil Druckmann's taking care of everything.
I find it interesting that 2 of the big trilogies of the past generation,
lost
Uncharted,
their writers.
Uncharted,
Yes, fact.
and Gears,
We said good franchise.
okay, are both written by
If Brian is here.
are both considered to be bro games, right? With male protagonists, are written by females.
God of War is written by a chick, too. I don't know her name off the top of my head.
I said good franchises.
God of War is awesome.
Hey, look, here comes a Minotaur. Push X until you can do a fatality.
So in
Now
other
tap
news-
Y.
More. No, did you guys hear about Jack Fu?
Oh God,
You sent me the link.
Please.
I can't believe it.
Please, for the love of God.
Shaq Fu 2.
I need this to be happening. So, Shaq Fu Legend Reborn is a thing. Here you go. There's $66,000 so far.
Yeah. Did you kickstart it?
No.
Well,
But I'm going to.
give him $1.
$2.
I'll throw in $15. I mean, and I would definitely play it. I don't know if you saw the video preview.
No.
It looks ridiculous. Shaq is literally just muscles layered on top of muscles.
How he should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well represented.
And basically the way they described it is take Shaq and throw him in the middle of Devil May Cry, fighting a bunch of ninjas. And the tagline, by the way, for the website is, this time we won't foo it up. I'm actually excited for this. I love the idea of taking crappy, horrible old games,
From the
and
16-bit
as
era.
long as you make it self-aware that the original was just a piece of
Dog shit.
then I think you can make it hilarious. You can make it awesome, and I wouldn't mind dropping $10 on a funny, awesome game.
Well, now it's on to $10 right
I was gonna
now.
say now he's losing
This is
5 at a
15.
time.
Next week he's gonna be back on the show. Yeah, I'd spend $3 on this thing.
What's ever in my right pocket? Yeah.
Some lint,
The
a
thing that I don't
paperclip, and
understand
14
though
cents.
is that so they're trying to raise $450,000. Okay. Doesn't Shaq have money? Why doesn't he just throw his money in?
Yeah, he's waiting to the end. See how much he doesn't have to pay.
Oh, okay.
So
Welcome to
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
That's why I'm against
All
it.
right. Okay. Okay.
Now, I'll Kickstarter something if it means I can get it for less than retail. Okay.
Yeah,
Pebble,
they're
Like The
planning,
Walking Dead. I didn't.
They're planning on retailing this, by the way, for $30.
Yeah. So like if you kick in 15 and that gets you a copy of the game, why the hell not?
Right.
You know, like The
Right.
Walking Dead board game, it's gonna be like a $60 board game. I get it for I think 35 or something.
Yeah,
Shit.
why not?
Why not?
Why not? No more news story. Sort of. Metal Gear Solid news had a bunch come out today. You're just not interested in Metal Gear at all?
No, I just thought that you had, the memory retention to just know
No.
what you were talking about.
No.
Well,
Goldfish,
he had,
goldfish.
he had said that
Who's he?
Kojima said that originally Metal Gear Solid 5 was not supposed to be 2 games, and the fact that it's being brought into 2 has a lot to do with the fact he thought most people wouldn't actually finish Metal Gear Solid 5. And he also says Metal Gear Solid 5 is supposed to be 200 times bigger than this upcoming one, which is Ground Zero.
Ground Zero's 2 hours.
So you're getting 1/200th of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For $30 though.
That's not 1/200th of the price.
I'm just
Imagine
saying.
how expensive 5's gonna be. Give us your money. Take a second loan on the house.
I think I don't know. A lot of people are really excited about this little $30 game. I don't see myself grabbing it because I'm assuming it's going to turn into something similar to like Gran Turismo 5's prologue,
Yeah.
where it's like a glorified demo.
Yeah.
I know this has an actual story arc, but
I'm thinking it's gonna be probably 4 hours with side quests and whatever.
I also heard
What?
it's deeply rooted
Metal Gear.
into
Which one?
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero.
2 hours.
For the main story, yes.
There's not going to be 4 hours of side content.
There could be.
I said
No,
2 hours of
bullshit.
side content. Math
15
was
minutes.
Never 15 minutes of side content. Possibly.
I-
They had said 3 to 4 hours for the whole to do everything.
I don't know how happy people are going to be with this game. Like, the more I'm hearing about it, it's like deeply rooted into the Peace Walker era.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people played that game. And then they're not going to know what the hell's going on.
I started playing the game.
They've released Peace Walker
Didn't finish
15
it.
times. They cram that shit down our throat. It's true though.
I know. I just don't think a lot of people play it.
No.
I really want to like Metal Gear Solid. I really do. Problem is,
It's Metal Gear
being
Solid.
the very focused ADHD gamer that I am, having to sneak around for hours. Just I play it for like an hour and then I
The
keep
only
going for it.
appeal that this Metal Gear has to me is it's going to be the return of Psycho Mantis,
Mm-hmm.
which was like one of the coolest bosses
Definitely.
in the PS1 era of video games. I'd like to see how he's going to fuck with people with hard drives and stuff.
Oh, he'll read your cloud saves.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That was funny. I see you like Castlevania.
No,
Now, something like that would be interesting to integrate, like connect with.
no. The best would be if he connects us to your browser history. He's like, I see you've been going to this porn site 5 times a day. Didn't know you like the dark skin ladies, Tony.
filthy man. Midget porn.
I see you average only 30 seconds on each site. That's pretty sad.
This one's
All right.
No, I've heard some rumors like if you're using the companion app that they're gonna have, it'll be able to mess with your phone too.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
it would be right. You fucking sleeping, phone goes off at 3 o'clock in the morning. You look, it's a picture of Psycho Man just on your phone. That'd be fucked up.
Wake up,
Nightmares.
sleepyhead.
Who's Cindy? Your girlfriend's name is Jane.
Good stuff.
See, did I actually miss anything?
Nope.
Dale Letterman!
Too slow. I'm gonna make the dog bark. Well then,
We could do a quiet, modified version of it.
I guess it's time for.
All right. Oh God. Is it time for?
Gmail. Well, I don't know. Sammy's gonna start barking if you scream it.
Gmail.
What do we got first, sir?
Just making sure we're clear. We got 2 questions this week. One comes in from actually one of my former coworkers, Caitlin. She asked, do you think playing video games on an easy difficulty setting makes you less of a gamer? I personally play some games on easier difficulty because I find them to be very difficult, but I play them for the storyline. What do you guys think?
Absolutely not. It doesn't make you any less of a gamer. I personally don't play anything on easy mode, but I've been doing this an awful long time. That's what the easy mode is there for people who aren't familiar with that particular genre, or for people who are just casually come around, play a couple, 2-3 games a year, and aren't, they don't have the same dexterity as somebody who pours in 40 hours a week of gaming. So, that's why they make the easy mode.
Tony's a bold-faced liar.
It's enough of what?
Okay, because we talked about this, I believe, last week. We were all playing Gears of War.
Insane to casual.
I didn't go to easy.
At one point, you did.
I had to play. You guys dropped down. I had to play it on insane.
Well, either way, yeah, I had that backwards,
But to me, that's what they're there for. It's to get people into the game. I mean,
I like games that allow you to adjust the difficulty on a level basis. So there's been plenty of times. I even think I did it once in Uncharted when fucking Yeti things were coming after me. Where I actually changed the difficulty just because I was getting frustrated, but I wanted to progress. I wanted to continue the story.
Me the whole time. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Running away.
I just was running in a circle. And
Yeah, me
shooting.
too.
It's the best way. It's the best way to kill them. Like me personally, I play everything on normal, and then if I want to enjoy the story as well, because hard or insane or crushing or whatever you want to call it, depending on the actual game maker, whatever they decide to do. You won't enjoy the story on those modes. That's when you really like a game and you want to go back and experience it on its hardest mode, or if you want to achievement or trophy hunt, you have to go through those levels, and that's different. But you already saw what's happening, so it's kind of dumb if you're playing on the hardest setting and then you die 15 times in a row at one part, and you're trying to experience the story for the first time. It's going to take away from the story.
I think
So
because I saw a good chunk of Angry Andy play Tomb Raider, I may actually adjust my difficulty just to catch up to what I've seen. Mm-hmm. For pure story purposes. The gameplay is part of it, but now that I've seen further in the story and I know kind of the direction it's going, I just kind of want to catch up to where I'm where I left off story wise.
Yeah.
And I'm actually one of the few people who I generally playing hard lately. I enjoy
right off the bat.
Yeah. A lot of games I go right into hard just for the sake of having a little bit more difficulty.
Trials, I don't start with the easy fucking license.
There's no difficulty.
No, just go right to extreme.
Well, most games are locked there. I mean, I guess, yeah, but there's no outright.
Yeah, most games don't even let you play the hardest setting. You have to beat it on the second hardest setting to unlock the hardest setting.
Yeah, mister, I'm going to play Trials.
Trials is fucking amazing. I don't know what you're complaining about.
I'm not
the
complaining.
game of the year.
I'm saying that you jump ahead.
The game of the year.
Yeah.
It is. the game of the century.
Yeah, I think that was the game of the century.
Well,
Yeah,
true
definitely.
story.
Beat everything else.
Have anything to chime in?
I'll occasionally play an easy game, just because sometimes it'll usually be if it's a game that a friend has recommended to me, and either A, I don't think I'll like it, or if I'm trying to play like 3 other games at the same time, I'm like, all right, I just need to run through this and beat the story, which I think I did for one of the Uncharted's. Because you were just like, just beat Uncharted. So I'm like, fine, I'll freaking do
Go
it.
up here and do it.
So I had to change it to easy, but I finally beat
But
it.
see, he pre-warned me about certain segments in Uncharted 2, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah, there's some
and
difficulty
then
spikes.
3 with the fucking guy with the fireball.
There's difficulty spikes in those
Yeah.
games.
And I was, and especially since he told me, oh yeah, it's in like the last 20 minutes of the game that was happening.
Oh,
I'm
is
like,
it the
fuck
boss
this!
fight?
I want to get through it. I want to see where.
Is that the boss fight when you're in like the jungle beneath it or something? Whatever. Was that 2?
Which game?
Oh.
Oh, that's 2. Those guys
Okay.
are.
Though that was my hardest part of
I'm
Uncharted.
so scared because I'm on my crushing playthrough on that, and
It was brutal
I
and
am
hard,
not.
I'll let you know.
I beat it on hard.
Yeah.
Else I wouldn't be able to do crushing.
Woo!
But I am not looking forward to that at all because that sucked balls on hard. The crushing ones get like.
Okay.
I was going to say just real quick, though, there is one genre where I will always pick the very, very, very easy option, which is fighting games. I really enjoyed the DC fighting game, Injustice. I like Mortal Kombat. I'm not very good at fighting games, and I don't feel like sitting there for hours memorizing combos and fighting types. So I'll play those on easy every single time.
Yeah, especially Mortal Kombat and Injustice both had really good single player stories to them too.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right, but I'll play it on easy. Yeah.
Actually, there was one other question from. So we have 3 this week. So I'm gonna move us on here. Lykios, he sent this in to us. He said, I keep hearing some say that using cloud as an extra processor for graphics and let's see, is still a year or 2 away. He doesn't believe that it's a possibility because we don't have enough internet in this country yet. Some people still only have access to DSL.
Mm-hmm.
Some people in the U.S. only, like the best internet available is 60 megs a second. And we're far behind any other country, a developed country, as far as internet speeds. And what do we think of this?
Well, I mean, I really wish I could tell you what on live minimal requirements used to be.
On Live is back.
Is it?
Yes, and they're
Weird.
integrated with
It's part of
Steam.
Steam, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, anywho, but on live a few years ago now, we're doing exactly what this is. I mean, it's already an established technology where that worked brilliantly as long as you had the speed for it. I really don't remember what it was, though, since it's a few years old.
With the tail end of that question, real quick, that's only sort of true. You gotta keep in mind how big the United States is, like geographically. It's a enormously big country, and there's a lot of middle America where not that many people live, which brings our average down. But in the cities where a majority of this country's population lives, the internet is very fast. It's
57.
yeah, that's Chicago. We get about 60. That's not even the fastest. That's like the normal Comcast package.
Right.
You can pay like $200 a month and get even faster. You know what I mean? So for a majority of the population, the internet's not really a problem. That runs into people like in, middle Nebraska or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, is it Nebraska where Google Fiber started, which is the
Yeah.
biggest?
No, Kansas City.
Is it Kansas City? Damn it. Okay.
Because
But I mean, even within Nebraska, you're gonna have a few major cities
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure have decent internet as well. I'm talking about literally like the
Everyone
farmlands,
else, yeah.
and they're gonna bring our national average down. Like people always look at something like South Korea's got like one of the fastest internets in the world. South Korea's like the size of like Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to build an infrastructure into something that's equivalent to the size of one of our states and make it very fast everywhere. That's just a lot of running of wire, and it's not feasible at this time for companies like Comcast and stuff to give everybody extreme internet. So for a majority of people, I don't think it's an issue.
And then we're even talking about a smaller market when it comes to video games. I mean, because you have, you look at the country, right? And then X amount of the country has this speed internet. But then video game players are only a fraction of the actual overall
that's another
internet
thing.
users.
Most people don't need the internet they have.
they were saying over half the
I-
traffic on the internet
I don't
is
need
Netflix, right?
Yeah, I don't need the internet that I realistically, like for gaming, I don't need the internet
You
that I
don't.
have.
You don't.
Right.
11,
10. I think like
11,
10 or 11 is
yeah.
fine for Netflix and playing video games.
Actually, Netflix lowest standard is 1.5.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I know that is because my mom doesn't have Comcast or anything available where she's at.
So like AT&T or some shit.
No, I forgot exactly what it is. Maybe Roadrunner, which again will end up becoming Comcast or whatever that whole deal is because that's Warner. But like she's only allowed 1.5, so like she meets the minimum standard to be able to do Netflix.
In terms of the first part of that question with the games, I don't know for sure. I'm guessing this is how it's going to work, where the cloud will render backgrounds and stuff for the system. So if you don't have the internet that you need, your backgrounds, the game will still run. The backgrounds would just look shittier because you don't have the internet capable of.
More high definition.
You know what I mean?
This is also nothing new to anyone who plays like MMOs. Like, yeah, even though the game you loaded up the client, most of it is run on server side. So if you have a lower internet speed, you have to adjust your resolution and whatnot to accommodate for that, which then renders your background, your particle effects, and so on and so forth to a lower resolution. Correct?
Yeah.
So that's my best guess. So it'll still work. They're going to try to take strain off. I know Xbox is looking into this. They're going to try to take strain off the 5 available RAM, whatever the fuck it's got.
We're also
for the
and they're
operating
gonna,
system.
you know,
we're getting DirectX 12 update sometime
in
next year.
GDC.
Yeah.
So I mean, they'll still have that.
weeks.
So then they can concentrate on using
This week?
that
Next
5 available RAM to make, I guess, your character models look a lot better and take the stress off of having to render the backgrounds. The backgrounds could be rendered through.
There's
cloud.
also a possibility, that depending on the type of game, that may just increase like the load times that the cloud has to do. It'll preload everything in ahead of time.
Take stress off the Xbox.
Exactly. So I mean, even though you have a slower internet connection or whatever, maybe your load time's double. And it's constantly going to be loading and processing via the cloud while you're playing the game.
Yep.
So even though let's say you're on level 2 of a game, it could
It's
be
doing
preloading
level
the
3 or
background
4.
3 or 4 already. So until they release exactly how this is going to work and the technical specs of it, it's all speculation.
Yeah, we're just guessing. This is how I would do it.
He did ask also if any of us have played the new Castlevania. He's also currently working through Link Between Worlds. He just reached low roll and he's exploring. He wants to know if we have any tips on which dungeon to do first. I'm literally in the first dungeon of low roll, so I've kind of...
Go to the one with the girl in the prison.
Zelda.
No, fuck.
The thieves,
help me out.
Thieves' prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
You beat it, right? That's the
No.
first easiest one. Stay away from that was my mistake. Stay away from the sand one until you're more powerful.
I got the girl, and the thief girl, and then I'm in the turtle.
Yeah, that's Turtle Rock or whatever. That's the next one. That's the next logical one.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of where you first enter low roll. There's a dungeon right there. Go that way, then go north and go all the way around and come back to the sand. If I played again, knowing what I know now, that's the way I would do it. Because I went straight there to the sand and I got my ass whooped. That's the hardest boss in the game. I don't care what anybody says.
Anybody play Castlevania?
Not the new one.
No.
I wasn't too big of a fan of the first Lords of Shadow. Thought it was kind of repetitive.
I'm not a Castlevania fan at all. So
They overused cutscenes. Like there's that one of him jumping off the horse that they use for every time you get off the horse. It's that same thing where he jumps off and slides in the gravel. And it's just like, after you see that same cutscene and like
Why isn't it skippable?
literally 10 times, because it's only like a 10-second clip, but you see it 10 times in the first hour and a half of gameplay and you're like, wow, this is, I don't know.
Boring.
Andrew Dillon. He sent in 2 questions. One obviously was about the new South Park game, which I think we covered pretty well. So we're gonna skip over that and go to his other question. He said, I recently got a PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1. PS1.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He had only had an N64 from that
I
generation.
forgot that existed.
Got a retro system.
All he has right now is Crash, Spyro, and Final Fantasy VII. What other games and franchises should he pick up?
For PS1.
Yeah.
The Tomb Raiders are amazing. The entire series.
Stay away from the PS2 Tomb Raiders, huh?
The
Into the Darkness and stuff?
Yeah. If you're a car guy, I would pick up the Gran Turismos. One, to see where it started, but two is one of the best Gran Turismos they ever made.
If you're playing multiplayer, get Twisted Metal.
Mm-hmm. Twisted Metal's awesome.
Yeah. You can probably avoid one, go straight to two.
Yeah.
I would also suggest picking up the Dino Crises, but they are hard to adjust because back then they didn't have analogs and you have to run off the D-pad. And it's that weird thing where like up on the D-pads to go straight, and you have to like retrain your brain on how to control a video game, which is really weird.
I think Dino Crisis was on N64 also, wasn't it? Didn't they do one for it?
I don't think so.
I'll have to check.
I don't know.
There's also, Resident Evil, of course.
There you go.
Another one that's got the tank controls, but the director's cut did support DualShock.
Oh, yeah.
With when they first released it. I'm trying to think of other. Jet Moto was a really interesting game that I really wish they would have continued the franchise on. That was another really cool game.
And then if you're an RPG fan, you can always go. Like the PS1 was like, I'm not into them, the JRPGs, but I heard it was like the best.
Chrono Trigger.
You had like the
Dragon Warrior.
Like 9 of the 10 best JRPGs of all time are on the PS1.
And
platformers.
And
Platformers.
Platformers got like Crash and shit like that.
and if you haven't played it, pick up Metal Gear Solid. It's really good entry into the series.
Oh, fucking Oddworld.
Yeah.
Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus. Both of them, excellent.
I'm really drawing a blank on any other really good
I think we nailed like the top
Yeah.
25 or so fucking PS1 games.
Battle Arena Toshinden.
No Gran Turismo 2? 1?
He
I said
He
them.
did.
Oh, did you?
He did. He said both.
I said like you're not missing the story by skipping Gran Turismo 1. There's no story.
Right.
It's cool to see the humble origins of the series, but 2 is the far and away better game.
Well, now that's the questions for the week, so I guess we all know what's coming up here now.
BS facts. Yep.
Bullshit.
Still haven't heard the little jingle, have you?
I have not.
No.
I did watch the end of part 2 last week because I wanted to see how it turned
Did you
out.
see, who was it,
Yeah,
Mr.
sister.
Androids? Like,
He's
I
like,
watched
"Yeah,
this at
scared."
3 a.m. and I was legitimately
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah. That was like the coolest shit we've ever done.
Episode 35 from October 2012. Predictions. Tony says that Force Unleashed will never come out.
Which one?
Star Wars, Force Unleashed.
Probably the second one.
The third one?
Yeah.
The second one was out already
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, it probably still won't. Now the
Yeah,
fuckface
no,
is
it's
sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sold their shit. It's
13's done.
It's
so.
definitely not coming out.
It'll be Disney Interactive now. Oh,
Tony
wait.
says that a Vita price drop will not happen in 2013. He later changed his mind, said that it was going to be one of his 2013 predictions.
And it did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
So I was half right and then right. Wrong, then right.
TonySucks.com.
2 or 3 4.
Mark and Jason still need to make this as we really want to.
Shit.
I forgot all about that.
Buying up websites was easy. It'd be, it'd be done already.
Episode 35 was the first appearance of Adam on our show.
Mm.
Adam is compared to Chef Ramsay look-wise.
This is shit. This is shit.
Where's the sauce?
There was a debate between Adam and Tony. Adam says that his earliest memory in video gaming is Ratchet and Clank on the PS1. Tony says that isn't true, as there wasn't a Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 1. Adam gets mad at his memory and says that he is too old. Episode 35 was the first time that the news scream was done.
Nice.
Damn, really?
Yes!
It's been a long time.
Episode 35 was the first time that Andy speaks. The first thing he says on the show is, what weapons does Gladys have?
Nice.
Which we'll find what context that is in a minute. It was the Resident Evil topic of the week. Jason is excited about Resident Evil 6, and it's going back to its roots. Tony is still angry about the game, and is saying it will be bad as it is too hard to go all the way back from left field and head back to their original direction.
Yep.
Tony says Resident Evil is one of the most overrated franchises ever.
Yep.
Zombies.
It's interesting to see the build up to the flip.
I'm waiting for the angry fight that me and Jason had that one day. The great, what was it, the Shaolin Wars of 2013.
Tony and Jason went to debate in a
We
later.
fought for like 20 minutes.
Went on to debate that in a later episode, who is cooler and why, Leon or Chris Redfield. He said this hasn't happened yet in deep detail. This should happen soon.
Who's
Well, he
cooler?
I know.
Who's cooler? You don't know either, do you? You don't play Resident Evil.
Played Resident Evil 5, liked it.
Redfield!
Chris Redfield.
Fuck yeah! Leon Kennedy's a bitch.
I'll go with Chris. I'm gonna go with
I'm a
Chris.
little cop.
Better hair.
That's my first day on the job. Oh no, zombies!
Okay.
What happened? True story.
It's exactly like verbatim. That's how it happens.
With his little fucking long blonde hair and his feminine features and whatnot. And then in fucking Resident Evil 4, he gets his little bomber jacket with his popped collar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I went there. Everyone wanted to revisit the Resident Evil 6 topic in around a year and give their new opinions. Obviously, something like that happened.
Yeah.
I don't even think it took us a year. It was probably later that month.
Probably.
A little after release, yeah.
Tournament time! Mario versus Sly Cooper. Tony says neither of these guys will make it past the second round as they are the biggest pussies in the tournament. he put in parentheses, this became true. Mario wins. Adam and Mark vote Sly. Jason and Tony vote Mario. Tiebreaker goes to Andy, who picks Mario. Goro versus GLaDOS. Mark and Jason pick GLaDOS. Tony and Adam pick Goro. Tiebreaker goes to Andy, who picks GLaDOS. Andy says Goro wouldn't solve any of the puzzles. He would just punch through the walls and eventually get tired out. That's when GLaDOS pulls out a turret and ends him. Dexter versus the Darkling from the Darkness. Jason and Adam choose Darkling. Tony and Mark go Dexter. Tiebreaker goes to Andy, who picks the Darkling. Jason names this week's tournament Andy's chosen winners of the week.
What?
I said I ended up naming that episode of the tournament Andy's chosen winners of the week.
Yeah, pretty much. You got to break every tie.
Yeah. And that is our BS Facts, which
brings us right around there. Okay. This has been episode 109, part 1. Be sure to tune in later this week. We do have that special episode coming up that'll act as part 2.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm hoping to have out. If this is Monday, it'll be out Tuesday.
So this is Sunday.
So thanks for thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.